Listen up. If you're into electric fence installation and you're not following my page, then you've been left behind. I can assure you that. Let's start off with this one. Let's assume live, okay. Right. As you can see, we have our F here. Okay, so let's assume then we have a bracket. Okay. These are poles. Then we have another here. Let's assume we have one more here. Okay. So yeah, for beginners, let's assume this is how your electric fence lines are. So we starting this video is like a, should I say, recap of the old ones that are really blurry because my camera resolution as I then was very bad, but this is what it is. So you should understand when you have your lines like this, one thing you should know is always make sure your first line, the first line at the top and the bottom, they are always live, right? The first and the bottom, you always have live wire on those lines. So if you're having your first line and the last line as live wire, it means if somebody like an intruder trying to scale into this stuff, into maybe the perimeter, into this compound, if you want to first come in, you either come in through the top or the bottom. So it is important to understand that when you're making your configuration, always ensure you have the live at the top and the live at the bottom. That is one thing you should understand. And you have your edge should be at the middle between them so that by the time somebody is trying to pull this one down, you can also have pull it down. It touches with this. It triggers the alarm. By the time you try to push this one up a bit, it always touches this. It triggers the alarm. So then we have our configuration like this. One thing you should understand, this is what it is. Let's just label them as let me use okay, let's take it, let's have it like this. This is the live, this is the earth, this is another live, this is another live, another earth and live for the 6 lines connection. This is what it should look like. This is what your configuration should look like. So if you have stuff like this, it means with a connection like or a fence like this, it means if you're having any intrusion, somebody wants to either come from the top or the bottom, but they are all secured, having your live wires around that area. So let's assume we have a 4-sided stuff. So if we're gonna have that, let's do something like this. Let's assume we have this like that. All right, here also we have this. We have this. We have this. We have this. Okay, then this is the 3. Then let me just assume this is going to connect with this. This is connecting with this. This is connecting with this, and this is connecting with this. Okay, then our F cable. What's this? Okay, so this is what it is. Let's try and sync them up. Okay, no, I don't need this yet. Let me have a black to indicate. Okay, let's assume we have a bracket here indicating a bobbin. All right, I just wanted to understand because somebody was asking. I think I got like 3 persons during the week. They were asking, how do we connect stuff like this, the 6 line? And I said, okay, fine. Since the old videos is not really clear enough, let me try explain it again. So we are just doing, and this I know is going to still be useful to some persons who still have not gotten the whole concept of how this thing works. So please bear with us. Okay, let's assume we have one probably here. All right. So I think this is clear enough. Let's assume this is a whole perimeter. Okay, so this is your life, and the person was asking the question, if it's a 4-sided fence, how do you connect it? Where do you break it? Now the next question you should be asking yourself is, where is the position of my energizer? Now if your energizer, anywhere I'm going to be having my energizer, I can decide to have my brick at those points. All right, okay, let's assume there's a gate here. Now I'm going to wipe off particular section here. Let me indicate a gate that that area is opened, and there needs to be a gate to this compound. So this is almost like a closed house, no gate. So let me create the gate here. Let's have a gate here. Let's assume there's a gate here between. Okay, let's assume. Let's assume this is where the entrance to the compound is. Okay, this is where the entrance to this compound is. And now we don't know. Most times we have our security house close to the fence. Let's assume there's a security house here. All right. So we have a security house here at this point, point X here. Security house here, and the energizer will be placed somewhere here. So let's have our energizer here. So I'm going to illustrate our energizer with just this. I want this to be as simple as possible. Okay, now at the bottom part of the energizer, you have this terminal here. On the, if you're looking at it face you like this, you have the side, the live out. This is live out, and this is live return. And here on the other side, you have the earth, these 2 sides. So I want it very clear. That's why I have to get the marker to differentiate both of them. So for this, we have the, so I have the earth out, and here we have the earth return. All right. Okay, so this is the live out, live return, earth out, earth return. At the bottom part of the Energizer, the way you have the cables that feed the electric fence. So this is what we have. We've labeled this as a live, this as the earth, the live, earth, and live. So this is standard. So we want to loop this fence. There's a gate here. Let's assume there's a gate here covering this part. So we have to create space. So it means this is where the installer has drawn all the cables. He got to the end here, he stopped here because there's a gate here, pillar here separating this side. He got here and there's another one separating this side. So we want to loop. Now, all I need to do is to start with one particular live. I'll use the live out first. So from here, I'll take the HT cable, bring one from here, all to this, let's assume to the bottom of that Energizer. So let's say this is the out. So this is the flow of the direction of the current. It's flowing in this direction. It's flowing in this direction. And it gets here. When it gets here, you look for the next available live. And the next available live is this guy. So this guy moves all the way, marries this. And this one begins to move in this direction. In this direction, in this direction, in this direction. It gets here. You need to look for the next available live, which is this. So this marries this and it's going this to this direction. It gets here. Look for the next available live, which is this. It begins to return this way. All right. And it gets here. So this guy, there's no other live for it to feed. So the next is for it to return to the Energizer. It goes all the way with the HT cable back to the Energizer. This direction. So it means our live terminal, live cable out of the Energizer is connected. Now, like I've taught most of us, this Energizer, this earth part comes pre-looped. There's always a short cable looping this one. You can decide to leave this and take one to feed them. Then there's also another option to either remove this jumper and take the two earth to feed the fence. So you might need to look at, okay, the cost. Okay, do you want to draw enough HT cable? Because one thing most times I decide I can just stick to, okay, using just one earth is, at the end of the day, it's going to be crazy for somebody to just come and penetrate to get to the middle of this line. Because you're not a bird, you cannot fly through the middle of this line. So even if I take one, I decide to maybe cut this, but as far as the top one is still secure, you cannot dive through the middle. So that's why I most times they put this, so for you to just take one. So but if you want to, you can decide to take this off the jumper, okay, and take one, this one, let's say, okay, sorry. That's an error. Okay. So this is out. Let's assume this is out. I take this, take it to this as an out. So it can begins to move this way. It gets here. It looks for the next available earth, which is this guy, and it returns this way, and this goes back to the Energizer. That's a complete loop for this. The other part is to connect your siren. Then another thing, you need to think about your earthing for your fence. Most time, always ensure your fences are earthed. So all I need to do, very close to your Energizer, maximum of the first earth rod should be less than try and make it less than 10 meters to your energizer. So it should be close to this one. So maybe somewhere here or anywhere around here, closer, less than 10 meters to your energizer. Take a cable, connect to your earth line through the HT cable, take it and take it to the ground. Peg it, put your earth rod, bury your earth rod to the ground. This is the earth. Let's assume this is the earth. So bury it to the ground. All right. The others can come at space of 30 meters apart, right? So there are sometimes you can also have 3 earth rods, the first one here, but still, when you have 3, that's also very welcome. You link them, your earth, and you can have the other ones at 30 meters apart. That's for that. Then your siren, all you need to do is to have your siren connected from the siren terminal of your energizer. You connect the siren, the positive to the positive of the siren, the negative to the negative of the siren. If you're using a strobe light, also connect your strobe from the energizer. So I think this will help us on how you connect the 6 line. So for those of you who asked that question this week, I just have to go back to this because the questions, they were just almost like reoccurring, and I feel it's important we'll talk about it. So I want to say thank you for your time. Please do well, share this video, make sure you push to everyone, share it massively, just so that at the end of the day we have everyone. We'll say we have we're able to sanitize the electric fence field where we have professionals all around. By the time you look to the left, you look to the right, you see everybody, they are doing it the right way. That's the purpose of this, nothing else. Until we meet again in our very next class. Do have a lovely week. Bye for now.
The Food Tech Team.
I'm the red guy, call me Slim Shady.